Welcome this evening. We appreciate your presence. This is a regularly scheduled, called, and convened Greer City Council meeting. We are here on May the 12th, 2026. Having called the meeting to order, I'd like to ask Councilman Mark Hopper if he would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and then offer an invocation for council. Please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the way that you blessed us each as families and individuals, Lord, the way that you blessed our community. And Lord, thank you for the privilege that you've given the seven of us to be stewards of your blessings here in Greer. And I pray that tonight as we conduct the city's business, Lord, that we would honor you in what we do, Lord, that we would act with humility and justice and wisdom, and Lord, that we would set the tone in our community of loving our neighbor as ourselves. Lord, be in our time this evening, and we pray in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Ms. Duncan, anybody to appear in public forum this evening?
No, sir.
With that then, council, we've got two sets of minutes to approve. The first would be the council meeting from April 28th, 2026. I'll entertain a motion to receive.
So moved.
And a second. Any items of note for the clerk? Hearing none. Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood,
Yes.
Mr. Booker,
Yes.
Mr. Hopper,
Yes.
Mr. Lander,
Yes.
Mr. Bettis,
Yes.
Mr. Lamb,
Yes.
Mayor Danner.
Yes. And then the workshop that was held on May the 7th, 2026. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
Any items of note for the clerk in regards to those minutes? Hearing none. Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood,
Yes.
Mr. Booker,
Yes.
Mr. Hopper,
Yes.
Mr. Lander,
Yes.
Mr. Bettis,
Yes.
Mr. Lamb,
Yes.
Mayor Danner.
Yes. Council, we have a special recognition this evening. This is a proclamation declaring National Historic Preservation Month. I'm going to ask Miss Ashley Cotty if she's still here, and I saw Betsy Potter Martin come in somewhere as well too. If y'all would join me in the front, I would appreciate it. Please, appreciate it. This proclamation reads as such: whereas the National Trust for Historic Preservation established May as Historic Preservation Month in 1973 as a way to promote historic places for the purpose of installing national and civic community pride, promoting heritage tourism, and showing the social and economic benefits of historic preservation. Whereas Historic Preservation Month can instill awareness of the locally historically significant buildings and landmarks to the residents of Greer and surrounding community. It's important to celebrate the role of history in our lives and the contribution made by dedicated individuals in helping to preserve the tangible aspects of the heritage that have shaped us as a people. The City of Greer contains 7 individual properties on the National Register of Historic Places, as well as 1 historic district comprised of 17 properties in downtown Greer. Whereas the year 2026 marks 150 years since charter, and whereas the City of Greer recognizes its sesquicentennial as a prime opportunity to celebrate its rich history, and whereas the City of Greer continues to demonstrate its commitment to preservation as it grows and develops, the protection of its resources, both built and natural, and the recognition, rehabilitation, and restoration of historic properties as overseen by the Board of Architectural Review. Therefore, be it resolved, Rick Danner, Mayor of the City of Greer, along with the City Council, do hereby proclaim the month of May as National Preservation Month in Greer, and call upon all its residents to join across the United States in recognizing and participating in this special observance. These ladies, a round of applause, please. And
Speech.
She's the chair of our board of architectural review. Looking forward to more historic preservation.
A 5-minute walk from my house. Oh, really? Yeah, it's not far at all.
Because of your ass.
Yeah, yeah. This one's straight.
Mr. Merriman, your report, please, sir.
Mayor, council, thank you. Just by way of reminder, continuing our workshop series this Thursday at noon, and the following Thursday on the 21st, we will have budget workshops in advance of council's first reading on the 26th. The Greer Heritage Museum on Saturday, May 16th from 10 till 4 is doing a citywide history drive. So bring your family photos, papers, and stories to help preserve our community's history for future generations. Tunes in the Park and Greer Idol is Saturday, May 16th from 6 to 9. Farmers Market Sunday, May 17th, and the 24th from 11 to 2. And Greer Alive is Friday, May 22nd from 5 to 8. Party on Trade is back for another year of family fun in downtown Greer. So bring the whole family on Sunday, May 31st for live music, local vendors, food trucks, and activities as we kick off the 2026 BMW Charity Pro-Am presented by TD Cenex. The last thing I want to mention is of interest to Mr. Airwood. You've asked about this in the past. The PEG channel will be channel 193, and it will be online May 28th. Mr. Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thank you, sir.
What was that channel, 191?
193.
3.
Yes, sir.
No wonder you can't find it.
I'm gonna go up to 13 on my TV. Yeah.
Council, we need to take action in regards to boards and commissions tonight. Recreation Association Board of Trustees. In District 5, Melissa Pageant Smith has resigned her position on the Recreation Board. Her term will expire 12/31/2026. Mr. Bettis has supplied us with information regarding a new appointment. Mr. Bettis, you want to bring that to council, please, sir?
I do. We regret losing Ms. Paget. Ann was very complimentary of the job she did, but she highly recommends Jason Galloway because of his kids' participation. She knows them very well, and they're close neighbors of mine, so I would like to place Mr. Galloway's name into nomination for that position.
I believe you have that resume in front of you. Questions of Mr. Bettis? Hearing none. Ms. Duncan?
Second.
I'll entertain that as a motion and then a second. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any questions of Mr. Bettis? Hearing none. Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Airwood,
Yes.
Mr. Booker,
Yes.
Mr. Hopper,
Yes.
Mr. Lander,
Yes.
Mr. Bettis,
Yes.
Mr. Lamb,
Yes.
Mayor Danner.
Yes. Now, let's move to items of old business. First item before us this evening is second and final reading of ordinance number 12-2026. This is an ordinance to change the zoning classification of a certain property owned by McBuilt Construction LLC located at 202 Ford Street from manufacturing logistics to traditional neighborhood. Ms. Cotty joins us for that conversation.
Thank you. I don't have any updates, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
No new information. Council, for the purpose of discussion, I'll entertain a motion
So moved.
Second.
and a second. Floor is open. Hearing none. Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Airwood,
Yes.
Mr. Booker?
Yes.
Mr. Hopper?
Yes.
Mr. Lander?
Yes.
Mr. Bettis?
Yes.
Mr. Lamb?
Yes.
Mayor Danner? Mayor Danner?
Yes. Second item before us in old business is the second final reading of ordinance number 13-26. This is a 14th supplemental ordinance providing for the issuance and sale of City of Greer, South Carolina combined utility system revenue bonds in one or more series in the aggregate principal amount of not exceeding $33 million, authorizing the mayor or city administrator and the chairman or general manager of the Greer Commission of Public Works to determine certain matters with respect to the bonds, prescribing the form and details of the bonds and any other matters related thereto. Any new or additional information you'd like to share with council at this point? None to be had at this point. I'll entertain a motion for the purpose of discussion.
So moved. Second.
And second. Floor is open for discussion.
Mr. Mayor, I didn't describe my no vote last time. I will. What it has to do with is that for a very long time, the city had been told, okay, you're doing this, you're basically blessing these finances. And if something in the chances are way, way, way low, go wrong, then the city's going to stand behind that debt, which when they say the city, that means our taxpayers. Although the law has been, I guess, amended, and it says that the city would not be held responsible just by our ordinance here, it kind of marries us together, or that basically we've given our blessing to it. And unless there's, I don't understand if the state says you're not responsible, why do they make us do this? Because in essence, it ties us together in saying that we're going to stand behind it. And I don't think my constituents, and I don't want to put them at that risk, although it's that little. I mean, we have no guarantees from anyone that we wouldn't be held responsible.
Andy, do you have the explanation for what Jay's asking?
Well, Section 7 of the ordinance says, and I'll read it, second paragraph, and of course, I'm not reading the entire section, but the new bonds and the interest thereon shall not be a debt of the city, nor a charge, lien, or encumbrance, legal or equitable, upon any property of the city or upon any income, receipts, or revenue of the city, other than the net revenues of the system, which they are hereby pledged to the payment thereof. So that, to me, clearly states that it is not a liability of the city, nor will it ever be. And I think, and I don't have the bond attorney here, nor do I have their financial advisor, but I believe it was a federal regulation that changed in 2017 with the SEC that eliminated whatever that previous discrepancy was.
And I agree with that language, that we would not be held responsible, but we are, just by this action, we're tying ourselves together, and it wouldn't prevent anybody from going after our.
Jay, I thought about that myself, and my conclusion is that even though we are not legally bound to this debt, I believe it is our duty as elected officials to make sure that this is a good thing, that if there were problems with it, it's up to us to bring those up to CPW. I think that's our duty now, since they've changed it, is we're just kind of overseeing this and making sure that it's done correctly and right for the citizens.
Yeah, I can see how at some point in time in the past, it was inferred that there might be some connection simply because they were serving the citizens of the city. And so if there was ever any kind of default or anything like that, it would have been shared by the customers of the CPW who would have been residents of the city. But I think that was just an inferred kind of connection. and, you know, it's been cleared up, I think, over time. I don't know that that explains why the dual signatures, but till that gets changed the way it is.
And that's the connection that I just, you know, if I'm looking at the thing, no matter what it is, there's a connection there.
Yeah.
And-
Others?
Yeah, Andy, and I'm going to explain my reasoning for my vote last time, and maybe they've shared this information, but, you know, just me as a ratepayer and the presentation we got during our last meeting, there was just some unanswered questions in regards to, you know, did they do was there a rate study done? You know, we extended this debt back in 2024. When they came to council table in 2024, they were prepared to have those financial conversations if we asked those questions, and I believe those questions were asked and they were answered. But this time around, there wasn't any information given upon a rate study. To my understanding, this bond is being issued on future revenues. You know, we don't know how they were leveraged in 2024. So there's just a lot of unanswered questions that wasn't offered, that, you know, I don't know if they have those answers tonight or in that regard, but have you received any information concerning financial status of these bonds issuance?
Mr. Booker, I have not, nor have I requested them. Again, I stand on the not as a ratepayer, but as the city administrator who would ultimately sign, or the mayor would sign, take solace in the ordinance itself, that it specifically states that we are not, the city is not responsible for the debt, and there is an avenue for a ratepayer to express their concerns through the elected officials that are over the Commission for Public Works. So again, Mr. Booker, I did not request that information of CPW.
I think just as a matter of fact, the administrator and I were able to sit down and have a meeting with Mr. Regier and Mr. Howell. While we didn't delve specifically into the debt, we had a good chance to discuss an overview of the direction of the Commission of Public Works as well as the City of Greer. It became quite evident that both of these entities find the growing environment challenging and changing, and much like we do from time to time, they find themselves needing new or upgrading facilities, and I think that's the thrust of this. I will say that they offered to do a walkthrough with this council at a point in time that we might find a chance to get together, very similar to what they offered to our two new members. And we've talked about possibly making that available at some time this summer. Would be a get together to talk about some of these issues. Others? Comments? Questions? Discussion? Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood,
No.
Mr. Booker,
No.
Mr. Hopper,
Yes.
Mr. Lander,
Yes.
Mr. Bettis,
No.
Mr. Lamb,
Yes.
Mayor Danner.
Yes. With that, we'll move to items of new business, the first of which is the first reading of ordinance number 14-2026. This is an ordinance to provide for the annexation of certain property owned by Sonali Properties LLC located at 3062 East Gap Road by 100% petition, and to establish a zoning classification of office professional for said property. Ms. Cotty, information in that regard, please, ma'am?
Yep, thank you, Mayor and Council. Again, this is an annexation request, so they are asking to come into city limits. They are proposing to combine with the two adjacent parcels. You will see a rezoning request for that later this month. Again, those properties will be also requesting to go from DRD to office professional. This parcel is a little over 3/4 of an acre, located on East Gap Creek Road. This is the aerial map showing the property. This is the current zoning map. Again, it's surrounded by DRD Design Review District, previously, several years ago, approved as a townhome community. And it is adjacent to rural residential, which are both schools. The future land use map calls for suburban neighborhood. And this is a picture of existing conditions. Again, they are requesting to annex and zone to office professional. They are surrounded by a mix of residential, institutional, with schools adjacent and across the street. To the south and west, it is currently a design review district, but it is proposed rezoning of office professional as well. It is consistent with the comprehensive plan. The secondary uses do list institutional as an appropriate use. Staff does recommend approval. It will go to Planning Commission next Monday evening for a public hearing.
By show of hand, is the owner of the property or representative of the owner of the property with us this evening? Are you available for questions if they arise? Thank you. With that then, I'll entertain a motion to receive.
So moved.
And a second. Floor is open for discussion.
It's currently we're annexing it and zoning it for office professional?
Yes, so the request is for this parcel right here. But again, later this month, you will see a request for a rezoning for these two parcels as well for office professional. And the intent is for them to combine all three of these parcels.
Just out of curiosity, what is the future intent of the land as far as?
The latest we have been told, the proposed use is an antique weapons museum with potential event space. But I would probably defer to the applicant's representative if you wanted more details.
Would you like more detail?
Very intrigued. I was right next door to, there's a school next door, right?
2.
Okay.
Sir, would you like to come to the podium, please? If you'll give us your name and information in regards to your connection to this project, please, sir.
Hi, my name is Alan Stein. I'm wearing multiple hats. I was the realtor that sold the property. I used to own some of the property, and I'm the project manager and have power of attorney for the owner. He has been acquiring property, has a total of 60 acres in that area. And this property was originally zoned for apartments or townhouses, and he has zoned it for a museum, an antique weapons museum, more of a historical thing, not a conflict thing, but a historical. And it's going through from World War I through World War II, on through current warfare weapons and things. He is a marksman. He loves to shoot. He has a shooting range back on his property, and he just wants to display this. And the way he's going to pay for it is it's going to be combined as an event center, where there'll be over 200 people will be able to have events there in a very high-quality area. It'd be a really first-class building. And then he's going to take some of the acreage in the back and turn 10 acres or so into walkways of gardens, botanical gardens and such in the back.
Interesting. Others, any questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Comments?
So this is zoned in the county currently?
This one parcel, the brown, the DRD that you see is currently in the city, but this
Yeah.
particular parcel is
Are
county.
they aware that there's no shooting allowed in the city?
I believe they are, so this.
Because right now they're in the county, you can do what you want, you know?
Yeah, he mentioned 60 acres, so the total of all three of these is under 30. The property owner also owns all and even further than this. You can see in the aerial for Greenville GIS, there's a very large estate home under construction. Looks like potentially a barn and some horse amenities. But I believe that his personal property, the intent is to stay in the county. Yes, he is aware you cannot shoot in the city, and of course, you would not be able to sell any weaponry or firearms due to that location.
This hadn't gone to the planning commission yet, has it?
No, sir. No, it will go Monday for both the zoning of this property and the 2 adjacent parcels.
No, we're just considering the annexation initial zoning. I'm curious, with the office professional, the intended use of the event space, what will parking look like in that regard?
Do not know offhand, but certainly this, if they did build a building and event space, it would have to go through Planning Advisory Committee. Let's see if I can find the. So event center is 5 spaces per 1,000 square feet. So we typically look at both. So if there was a building, if it was divided into event space and kind of institutional museum space, we would typically do a combination of those two, or go with the higher of the two.
Forgive me if I missed this. How big is the intended structure, final structure?
That I
space?
don't know. We haven't seen a site plan. Would you be okay bringing the applicant
I would
Sure.
be,
up?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Currently working on plans. David Langford is the architect,
Langley.
and Paul Mills is the engineer with site design. Currently, it's up around 18,000 square feet under roof, and about a third of that will be the event center. Some will be storage, and about a third of it will be the museum. More of a historical and educational facility. The plans are to have all of the school children come through there and educate them on different things about weapons and warfare.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
And you're bringing in this parcel of land, but that's not where you intend to build. It would be in the other.
The current intent is not to take that building down, but to leave that and turn that into office space as well.
Gotcha.
And there were some reasons for doing that, such as you have to have a big space between residential and commercial.
Sure.
And so this way they can join together and all be part of the same property landscape
Right,
together.
right.
Others?
How far would you say this is from the intersection of Gap Creek and 14?
Jack Creek and which road?
14?
And 14, as it goes up towards the gas station north?
Yeah.
About a mile.
About a mile.
Gosh, just guessing, I would,
About a mile.
It's a mile.
almost a mile.
And how far is it to the schools?
To the school? Well, as you can see right here, this parcel is only like 10 feet from the school property, but it's probably 100 feet, 250 feet from school building. In regards to the shooting range that he has on his residential property next door, he is building a 20-foot concrete block wall behind it so that, and it shoots away from the direction of the school. So it will not have any interference. He's very cautious and safe about that.
And that's in the county, so.
Others? Comments? Questions? Thank you, sir. Discussion? Comments? Questions? Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood,
Yes.
Mr. Booker,
Yes.
Mr. Hopper,
Yes.
Mr. Lander,
Yes.
Mr. Bettis,
No.
Mr. Lamb,
Yes.
Mayor Danner.
No. Council list, thank you, Ms. Cotty. Council, let's move to the second item of new business. That's the pavement preservation project, the Reclamite rejuvenation. Mr. Jackson joins us for this conversation. Floor is yours.
Good evening. I appreciate the opportunity to present our continued preservation efforts with two projects in 2026. This process was originally started by Steve Grant in 2022. One project includes, well, I guess first, why perform pavement preservation? In short, keep our good streets in good condition longer to postpone costly repaving. Our current treatments have been successfully utilized since 2022. They include Reclamite and HA5. I'm sorry for including both projects in the same slideshow. I will go through the slides for Reclamite and discuss that and give you the opportunity for questions, comments, and a vote before returning back to the HA5 project. This is our pavement preservation map. I think I gave you some blown up sections. I apologize for it being small on the screen up there. But our Reclamite list on the map is the bold red lines. These will be treated and listed. And a list is provided on the following slide. All streets previously accepted and paved within last 6 years. So our Reclamite list, we're actually chasing our paving list around the city. So you can see it's kind of scattered across the city limits. So this is our list of all the streets. All streets, all right, let's see, total mileage being treated is approximately 7.6 miles. Contractor is Pavement Technology, who is a sole source applicator in South Carolina and eastern United States. Proposed contract is $125,219 and is funded from our road paving fund. Expected start date by October 2026. Staff recommends approval to proceed with Reclamite Rejuvenator. I'm open for questions on the treatment.
Anytime I see sole source, it scares me a little bit. But I look back through some of, you guys have been using this stuff for a while.
Correct.
When was the decision made to use this material versus a different material?
So I believe back in 2022, Steve Grant attended an APWA convention, which talked about Reclamite Rejuvenator, or maybe just a rejuvenator in general. So he started discussing with other municipalities in the area. So these two treatments, we've actually adopted from Spartanburg County, who has been using them, I believe, longer than we have. Okay. And they've had success with that. And also we talk about these topics with other municipalities in the area, and we haven't had any negative feedback on these two options. We have not heard of another municipality in our area using Rejuvenator other than Reclamite.
Okay. And as far as, I'll tell you, my history with sole sourcing is typically I got you, and then you have steady price increase. Since 2022, are you seeing that? I mean, you got a square footage there and you have a price. pretty steady growth, or we don't know? Or?
There has been a steady increase in costs. I'm not sure the exact cost increase from last year, but I can definitely track that down and get it to you.
Yeah, I'd love to know what that is.
Okay.
I did look up some alternatives to reclamite, and there's plenty out there. So I guess the original decision was made in 2022. Was that a decision by staff approved by the council, or?
Yes. Well, I believe it was the same process. I saw somebody shaking their head, but if somebody else has some other information, I'd be happy to hear it.
Okay. Yeah, if you can give me a trend or anything, that'd be
On the
great.
prices? Okay.
I'm going to assume, by the definition, rejuvenator and then surface sealer, that this is a two-part kind of function of some kind. Would that be correct?
That would be correct. So back on this slide, so for reclamite, we're trying to restore the oils in the asphalt. And the next treatment we'll discuss is a seal to seal in those oils. We lose a lot of the oils during the initial paving process. You can see this chemicals leaving the asphalt during the paving. And also it loses it over time.
I know in places that we are doing this, there is some, I'm not going to say some confusion, but there's some misunderstanding that we are doing this instead of repaving, or that this is some quick fix. I think it would be worth the city's efforts, and we would certainly lean to you and your staff to produce some media feeds and/or YouTube clips or something that would help people better understand what we're doing and how it is saving them money. Because particularly in the rejuvenator case, and sometimes in the surface sealer, people feel like we've come out and hit it with a little tar and we're driving off. So I think it would be good if we could give some people some information, give our citizens information about how this is working to save them money in the long run and extend the life of our roads.
Understood.
Is this first and final reading, or?
Yes, sir, this is not an ordinance. This is an award and approval of the application on the streets that meet the criteria.
Yeah.
There's probably already a YouTube video out there that tells you what it does.
There is. So yes, we could definitely work with,
Or technically,
Website.
probably, yeah.
and I'm sure the companies involved would be happy to help out with finding the videos to post on our website.
I think what Mayor is saying is a good idea. I know there's probably a number of people who would be involved in something like that, but ultimately, my recollection of this discussion, when Mr. Grant brought it to us, was we do want to extend the life of our pavement, be good stewards of the resources that we have, to take care of. And this is something that in staff, were you part of our team at that point?
He was not, no,
No.
sir.
That was pre then. The estimation was this was the best product, cost-effective at that point to do that. Us using this product to this point, that didn't bind us to use that moving forward. If we find that there's another product,
There, like they said, if there is another rejuvenator we want to use next year, we could definitely look at that and apply that next year. So we'll do some homework and look at those other
Yeah,
options.
and come to think of it, I know y'all do some pre-leg work in terms of making a notification and identifying those streets and letting them know that that's going to be taking place. So that may be the most appropriate place for us to distribute that information as well, too.
Correct.
My neighborhood was one of the first ones to ever get that,
The fog seal or the
might have been
reclamite?
the first, and it's held up well for 4 years. I mean, it looks good. It's still, obviously paving would have been better, but I think we've stretched the life of that pavement, which was the goal.
Right.
Are we,
And
are we talking about stretching the life of the pavement? Are we just getting the predicted life out of a paved road?
No, we're extending it out. So there's a lot of research out there, so Reclamite can extend the life of a road, I believe, somewhere between 4 to 7 years. And so, and looking at the cost per square yard, I think it's like $1.24, $1.25 per square yard versus the HA5, which is like a little over $4, versus paving, which is about $50 per square yard. So our dollars are going a lot farther using this pavement preservation. I even started breaking down the cost per benefit year we have, so I can definitely discuss that. We are going to have an IMS truck drive our streets and give us an updated PCI value for our streets, which is kind of the basis of our selection. And I'd be happy to present our findings with that and see how we're doing over time.
Okay. Question about the selection. I noticed on the map, there's some older neighborhoods and then there's some fairly almost brand new neighborhoods.
So,
Go ahead.
So we have our paving list. So a lot of these streets are straight from our paving list that we're following up. We're trying to catch up on all the roads that have not had any pavement preservation done in the last 5 to 6 years. And then we have some roads that maybe recently got brought into the city. So some of these streets, we don't have any paving information on them, but I could see when they were annexed, and I reached out to the county, and sure enough, and I could look at the Google Maps and see it was paved within that 5 to 6 year window. So
Yep.
we're going to go and hit them.
Okay.
Others? Comments? Questions? Further discussion?
Yeah, it just, you would send me some trends, be great.
Will do.
Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood,
Yes.
you need a motion, Mayor.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more thoughts in regards to the reclamation and/or surface sealer? With that, Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Arrowood,
Yes.
Mr. Booker,
Yes.
Mr. Hopper,
Yes.
Mr. Lander,
Yes.
Mr. Bettis,
Yes.
Mr. Lamb,
Yes.
Mayor Danner.
Yes. At the next meeting, we will have funding to have an assistant sit beside the mayor and help him through these meetings. We have no items in executive session.
If I may, we still need to take action on the
Oh,
HA5.
on the surface sealer.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that.
We really are going to have to get me some help here. Go ahead. The floor is yours, sir.
I believe we've already touched on HA5 a little bit. So it's going to seal after we get all the oils put back in. And actually, there's an option to retreat in 8 to 10 year increments. There's other fog seals out there, like you mentioned about the rejuvenators. This is a process that Spartanburg County has already vetted 2 or 3 other fog seals, and they just determined this is the most durable of the fog seals they've used. And so that's why it's top on our list, but we'll keep our ears out for any other options.
And if I may, Mr. Lander and Nathan, correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the reasons that we do prefer going with the Reclamite and the HA5 as the products of choice is in working with Greenville and Spartanburg County, we work collaboratively on the PCI. Okay, so we have a shared contractor that rides the streets and does the PCI. So there is a level of consistency there's a benefit to having that consistency on city roads, county roads, et cetera, especially when we're doing this application. So to your point, yes, sir, there are absolutely other products, but from a consistency standpoint, this is how we've gone about doing it.
Now, is Greenville County treating some of the roads in our area that aren't necessarily ours with the same stuff, or do we have any?
I don't have their preservation list, but I know they're using this product or similar products within the city limits for the county roads.
Okay.
Mr. Mayorman, does that Spartanburg County coordination of effort, does that carry over, give us any pricing benefit as well?
I can't answer that one. I don't know the answer to that unless you know that I don't think we're getting collaborative pricing on that. But the PCI is being done by the same contractor.
Right,
Council,
yes.
before we go any further,
And-
I'll entertain a motion.
Second.
And a second. Floor is back open for discussion.
How do you determine which of those is necessary for what road?
How much time do you have?
Well, give me the Cliff Notes version of that.
So for the HA5, we're treating in the 70 to 80 PCI range. Our roads deteriorate maybe about 2 to 3 PCI per year. So I mean, these roads might be 15 or so years old. Most of these roads already have a reclamite treat, or some of these roads have a reclamite treatment, so we're just trying to seal them in now. Some are already past the point of using that rejuvenator, and we just want to seal in what we have and try and postpone repaving, because really these are the last options we currently have in our toolbox before we just wait to repave the road years down the road. We are currently looking at other options to hit that 50 to 70 range that we're currently not treating. Our repaving list is kind of in the 40s or lower. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Curious, do any of these treatments make it more difficult to pave?
No. So both of these treatments are surface treatments.
Okay. But
The
they're
re-
penetrating as well, right?
Yes, the rejuvenator actually penetrates down into the asphalt. The HA5 just sits right on top and seals it
Through the
in.
milling process, when it comes time to repave and resurface, it
All
does.
petroleum.
Right.
It doesn't change any characteristics with water or
No.
snow, ice, traction,
Both of these products help keep the water out of the roads, which is what we want to do.
or shed it? Okay.
Yeah, shed, yeah.
I do know the answer to this, but
Go ahead.
just to put it out into the air as well, this in no way, in no form, does kick the can down the road as far as when they are paved. That is based strictly off of that PCI rating at the
Right.
time, correct?
Mhm,
So
correct.
one
So-
way or the other.
So yeah, when we hit these roads with the HA5, we might get like a 14 PCI bump. And so that just postpones to the point where we need to possibly reseal it or repave it, so.
This just pushes that time out, the
Yes.
life of that out, and saves our taxpayers money
Right.
as a result.
You said there's a 2 PCI per year?
2 to 3.
average?
Mhm.
Yeah.
We only have two data points right now with the IMS truck. We're gonna get a third round in 2027 with the IMS truck driving. So we'll be able to project a little bit better PCI loss.
Do we have any data between treated and not treated?
We have some data. A lot of other municipalities have already experimented with this. They've tried treating one side of the street versus the other, and they had good benefits. I think Anderson County did a lot of that. We haven't been able to justify doing that on our streets because the complaint, yeah. Yeah. We're happy to use other people's data, for sure.
Okay.
Great. Others? Comments? Questions? Discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Duncan?
Mr. Aaronwood,
Yes.
Mr. Booker,
Yes.
Mr. Hopper,
Yes.
Mr. Lander,
Yes.
Mr. Bettis,
Yes.
Mr. Lamb,
Yes.
Mayor Danner.
Yes. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Now, council, we have no items to consider in executive session this evening. Remind you of our upcoming workshops. We'll stand adjourned.